jokes.
Alright.
Fine.
Serious.
There's a reason why I called you guys here today.
Why?
I want to talk about Street Fighter. I know all you guys have played it. All you guys have seen it.
Street Fighter.
Want to bite my cookie?
No. So let's start.
It all started in front of their towers, their headquarters in Shinjuku.
Yeah, we really didn't know what to expect. Much like you, we had high expectations, but we were afraid of what we'd see.
You realize what we're about to see?
More free time.
We're gonna be the first people in the world to see Street Fighter 4. You're gonna be the first dude to lose at Street Fighter 4 out in
I think I'm better than you at this one. Like, is this
It's at Street Fighter 4, at the game we've never played.
I have a feeling that I'm better at you.
Really?
Logical. Maybe I'll actually get a
He has
controller.
been dragon punching since you were like...
This is true. I did dragon punch my sister when I was 16 and said Shoryuken and gave her a bloody nose. And I'll never forget, like, I didn't really mean to hit her very hard, and I was like, Shoryuken, and like connected there. And like turned and looked at me like this, like blood like pouring. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I didn't mean to hit you that hard.
Like, I didn't remember what we were arguing about something really important.
I didn't know these bones would impact your nose.
Yeah, so watch out.
But yeah, you should have been there. It was really great.
So what else? What else? I mean, who'd you talk to when you were down there?
We're introduced to the guy who's behind Street Fighter now. He's in.
Mr. Yoshinori Ono.
Right, who's kind of new-ish to the franchise.
Well, I first met him a few years ago because he produced Onimusha 4, and at that point I knew him because he'd made Capcom Fighting Evolution. So when I first met him, I asked him what was up with that, and he remembered me because I hated Capcom Evolution so much.
Rightly.
Yeah. So when we saw him in Street Fighter 4, he was like, oh yeah. So he knew he had something to prove, you know. Like when I saw that's the guy making Street Fighter 4, it didn't fill my heart with happiness.
ファイティングジャムの企画のコンセプトは僕はその去るプロデューサーが聞いた時にいいとは思ってたんですね。いろいろなタイトルでこう対戦をし合うっていうのはですね、やはりマーベル VS カプコンであったりとか、カプコン VS SNK っていうシリーズを出した時にもいろいろなキャラクターたちがこう戦い合うっていうシステム良かったんですけども、やはり複数のシステムがですね1個のゲームに混ざりすぎるとですね、なかなかユーザーがこうとっつきづらいとかっていうところがやはりあるなというのを感じたので、次のタイトルを作るときにはやはりもう一度何がみんな楽しかったのかっていうところの原点に戻ってですね、そこの原点を拡張していってあげる方がそのユーザーたちには分かりやすいのかなと思って今回のタイトルにこう携わっていってます。
全開で飛ばすぜ。行くぞ。波動拳。昇竜拳。
You know, like Shane said, we were worried going in. And I think the graphics, seeing it for the first time, worried me a bit more. But then after we sat down and played it for a while, it just took playing it for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes before everything started clicking. And
you realize that gameplay came first. Like, you know, it runs at 60 frames a second, it runs really smooth, and it plays like Street Fighter. You can pick it up, do all your moves. It feels like Street Fighter 3 mixed with Super Turbo, but faster and more aggressive. I think the problem with it is it doesn't look like what we're used to seeing. I mean, we've seen... You know, Tekken 6, we've seen Soul Calibur 4, Virtua Fighter 5, all these really detailed, realistic games, and Street Fighter's so different. It's not trying to do that, and we're not used to what it's trying to do.
It's still cartoony.
Yeah, it's still cartoony. It's very bright.
3D.
Everything's simple. There's not a lot of detail.
I don't think anyone really minds any of that.
Right.
I think that what they do mind is that the art direction is not what they were expecting. I think it's not as Japanese as they were hoping. I think, you know, when you have these big characters, these big bulky characters, it looks more American design.
Well, and I think a lot of people who haven't played a Street Fighter in 10 years will be excited by this and will think it looks cool, actually.
Is it more like Street Fighter 3, like Third Strike, with more parries and like...
No, there's no parries.
Because his philosophy now is to make it very offensively oriented. He just like, he didn't want a lot of people turtling and protecting, and he saw like how the advanced players in Street Fighter 3 were playing. Like, you know, we all seen videos of where you're like parrying every step of a super move, you know. He's like, it's kind of no fun for like a new person to get in there and just not have any attacks be effective. So he's like, take away a lot of that stuff. Of course, you can still block, but he just wants people to go all out offensive, like super combos and attacks and juggles and all that.
ブロッキングでもですね、やっぱり最後のこれぐらいになった時にですね、ブロッキングをうまく パッパッパッパッパって入れていって大逆転をさせれるっていう醍醐味があったと思うんですけど、今回ちょっと皆さんにまだ決まってないけどもセービングっていうのをお見せしたと思うんですけども、その新しいそのシステムもですね、まだ無敵時間だと決まってないと思うんですけど、そのセービングとまたリベンジゲージっていうのがリンクしてあるので、最後の溜まったリベンジゲージと自分の技術で出すそのセービングっていうのをうまく利用してですね、そのセービングも決定ではないですけどキャンセルができる技にしてるんですね。なのでキャンセルができる以上は出した後にキャンセルかけて波動拳出して昇竜拳出して浮かして一気に相手の部分をリベンジゲージを1個ずつ使いながら減らしていって最後にウルトラで終わらすっていうような技で見せる技っていうのもできるようなバランス調整っていうのは考えてですね、ブロッキングに負けないようなその選択肢っていうかじゃんけんをですね作っていこうと今思っています。
気を出せ、全開で飛ばすぜ。はあ、神竜拳。
There's 2 meters in the game. 1 meter at the bottom is the super meter that you're used to, and that one fills up as you attack other enemies. And the revenge meter gets filled up as you block or get hit by attacks. So as you dish out stuff, 1 bar fills up, and as you take stuff, the other bar fills up. But it's a circle bar, and it's not in the same spot. Anyway,
and the revenge meter is a 4-part meter.
Right, it fills up in 4 stages.
Yeah.
And then as you get those bars filling up, you can do different things with them. So your super bar is used to do super attacks, which can be turned into ultra attacks if your revenge meter is also full up.
3 out of the
3. Yeah.
So you need 3 to be able to do an ultra combo. Then any of those revenge slots can be used at any. You can use 1 at any time by tapping Fierce and Roundhouse, and that'll do like your charge back move.
Or you can also use revenge meter to cast EX specials like in Street Fighter 3, where you throw like a heavy fireball or a heavy dragon punch.
You know, if it's a fireball, you use 2 punch buttons instead of 1.
If you hold it down and charge it up, you can spend up to 3 revenge units, and then you do like a more powerful invincible attack that's also unblockable.
Right.
So that's something that anybody can do. Like you don't have to there's no timing, you just hold it down, you know. But if you have timing,
then you can basically use it to cancel off previous moves that you've done. So the scenario he described was just like one possible scenario. Like you could use the that invincible move with Roundhouse and Fierce to do like 1 strong invincible move and knock them out of the way, then dash to cancel, then do like an EX Fireball, dash to cancel that, then like EX Dragon Punch, dash to cancel, and then you'd still have 1 revenge spot left. You could do like another EX Dragon Punch afterwards. So if you save up all of your bars, you really do have a lot of options, and it's not like dial-a combo by any means.
Air juggles, they've been in like the Versus games, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, but they've never been in Street Fighter proper. So this is the first time you can air juggle.
It's not like where you're just
not
like
automatic.
Boom, 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 boom,
Right.
just like hitting the guy.
It's not automatic at all. It's just kind of a refinement of systems that already existed a little bit. I mean, Revenge is new, but they brought back things from 3, like the EXs that people thought might be gone.
待機中にですね、ダブル、まだ決定ないですけど、ダブルレバー入れたりすると、やってる瞬間にビパッとやめて透かしたりとかですね、そういう形では本当に上級者で戦うものもできますし、で、単純に使うので、単純にリベンジゲージだけを使うのであれば、皆さんがやってたようにもうダブル押しの波動拳とかやればですね、普通にリベンジゲージを1個ずつ減らした EX 波動拳が出るっていう形の、本当にイージーな人とから、高い人までを一応用意してあげて、で、彼が一番最初にしたオンラインありますか、何か新しいことありますかとかで、彼がコスチュームチェンジありますかって言ったんで僕が答えた、いやそうじゃなくって新しいオンラインの対戦の仕方を今考えていますっていうのは、そういうギャップがある人とかもきちんとこうオンラインで楽しめれるようなですね要素っていうのはこれから皆さんにこの先ですね、来年ぐらいやってからもっと紹介できるのかなと思っています。
本気出しなよ。せやそれ波動拳波動拳。
Rated E for everyone.
Hello, and welcome to Geometry Wars Galaxies, coming this fall from Sierra Entertainment exclusively to the Wii and DS platforms. Galaxies takes the award-winning gameplay from Geometry Wars Retro Evolved and expands on the formula exponentially. Instead of a single, never-ending grid, Galaxies has over 60 unique grids. Each grid will also have its own online leaderboard, so you can track your high scores for everyone to see. With Galaxies, we're also introducing many new enemy types, such as mutators, who mutate existing enemies, and generators who spawn entire clouds of enemies. In total, we have roughly double the amount found in Retro Evolved. Another cool new feature is the Battle Drone Helper. You can select behaviors for the drone, such as attack, defend, or collect geomes, which can drastically change your approach to a level. Geomes act as currency in the game, which the player can spend to unlock new planets, upgrade his or her weapons, and unlock new battle drone abilities. Galaxies also brings multiplayer to Geometry Wars for the first time ever, including modes exclusive to both the Wii and DS versions. If you're in the mood, Galaxies also includes the original Geometry Wars Retro Evolved, which you can play on the Wii or download directly to your Nintendo DS to play on the go. Speaking of the DS, if the player owns both the Wii and the DS versions of Galaxies, they can link them together to unlock bonus levels. Thanks for watching, and be sure to look for Geometry Wars Galaxies this November.
Like, what other characters are going to be in the game?
Ono's a nice guy, and he kind of let a lot of things slip. Like, he more or less told us that any character from Street Fighter 2, like the regular 8 World Warriors and the 4 bosses, are fair game. I would expect to see all of them.
I wouldn't imagine that they're going to go too crazy with a number of characters in the game, because I think that seeing a character list with like just a million little faces on it would be like off-putting to the casual audience that they just want to pick up and play the game. You know what I mean?
Ono told us that there will be new characters, like original characters, and Street Fighter 2 had one girl, okay, and like that's a problem because nowadays people want more female characters in their fighting games, like a DOA, and he was like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll have more girls."
That's true.
So I do think that the new characters may be largely female.
I'm glad the old characters are going to feel the same, and if I want to play Blanca and hop in and just do it, I'm pretty sure that Blanca is going to be in the game, and I'm going to be able to do that. But if I want, to feel like I'm playing something new, I'm really hoping, I hope that there are new moves. Like, I don't want just fireball motions and charge motions. Like, I want one new motion added for this game.
They created whole new archetypes for 3, so I think they will here as well. Right. But it is tough, because that first time, all we had was Ken and Ryu, who basically play very, very similarly. And then the second time we went and played it, they had Dhalsim and Chun-Li, but they weren't done. Dhalsim was more finished. He had his moves, and he looked finished, and he looked kind of crazy. We don't have any screenshots of him or any footage of him, but he's really wide now, which I found looked kind of weird for him, because he's such a skinny guy usually, and now he's big and thick.
I thought it looked surprisingly normal. Like,
really?
As much as I thought he would look crazy,
weird.
Given how wide everyone's supposed to be, I thought he looked more normal than I expected he would.
The version we played was sped up, because they said
they sped it all the way up to the
they
max.
wanted to go really fast so then they could balance it from there and then pull it back. Right. But when we saw him play it in slow motion, you could really appreciate all the little pieces of animations. It's like Dhalsim does his double crotch punch thing, and then he has the rubbery arms, like when they kind of retract, or like when people are getting punched, you see the reactions in their faces and stuff. Like it's a lot more vivid than it used to be.
I'm not a big Dhalsim player, but when I hopped in, one of the things I wanted to do was try to use all of his moves.
Were you teleporting around? Yeah, you were.
So teleporting I was doing teleporting like the whole time, and that used to be really hard for me to do on the old Street Fighters, and it's the motion just works more often this time.
Pretty much every motion was really easy to pull off, almost easier than it's been in past games.
Right, and it's not that they're changing the input motion; it's just that they're giving you more frames to hit the button or something like that. So it's just more lax, and so I think more people will find it easier to play because of that.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how art styles compare with the new characters to the people they brought back, because people they brought back kind of have to look like they used to, but then they're also in the new style, which they weren't created for.
Right.
So if the new characters look a lot more natural, maybe it's just because we're
used
to the old designs.
Well, the one new character that Ono made for Capcom Fighting Evolution her name is Ingrid, and they also put her in the PSP version of Street Fighter Alpha 3, and she's awesome, but she's very much not a traditional Street Fighter character. She's almost more like a King of Fighters girl. She had magic.
Yeah.
She was like a magic character, and she's in Street Fighter, so I'm afraid he might go a little overboard with the new girls. We'll see. They could be weird.
And who knows if that was even his design? He was the producer on that game, but he's been on a lot of games.
Well, but that was designed by him and the artist Ikeno, who's doing this game. They made that character Ingrid, so that may be a glimpse into the future of Street Fighter 4's characters.
And don't forget, there's always downloadable content.
Right, which we asked him about, and he said he would like to do that. like he likes the idea of downloadable content for updates, for characters, for stages.
I mean, I don't think they're going to go that crazy with it. They did say that they didn't want any, they don't want you to be able to necessarily customize your costume for your character the way you would do it in a Virtua Fighter or Dead Alive. Or
he said like he doesn't want you wearing a funny hat. Or
right.
Whatever,
I mean, arguably they already let them do funny enough colors in most of the modern Street Fighters anyway. But I think they want them to look like iconic, the characters you remember from the old days.
All right. Well, that brings into online. I mean, what's going on with online?
Capcom right now really respects the Western audience and understands what Western gamers want from their games, which is, heavy online components.
I think it's a good sign that when they debut this game in the US, that kind of, to me, says Western audience, and that is online.
Right. Ono did say that there was something, like some sort of new feature or something about the way that it was going to be organized or whatever that they had a great idea and they weren't going to talk about it yet, but
it almost sounded to me like it could be organized worldwide tournaments or something, because he said it tied into like the central theme of Street Fighter, that you're like this warrior traveling the world, testing your might against others, and
that would be awesome.
It kind of implied to me like some sort of organized ranking stuff. We'll see.
I'm both excited about Street Fighter 4 and worried at the same time. Like I'm not totally sold on it right now. I think there's a chance that for me as like a guy who plays quite a few fighting games, I think there's a chance that next year I'll spend most of my time playing Soul Calibur. I think Soul Calibur is looking better and better, and if it has the online experience I'm looking for, that might be the game for me. I have no doubt that Street Fighter is going to appeal to a much wider audience. And what I think is strange is that they haven't really nailed down whether or not HD Remix is going to come out first. I mean, I know everyone just assumes it has to, right?
It will.
Hopefully that'll whet everyone's appetite and everyone's going to be ready for more Street Fighter, and then hopefully Street Fighter 4 will come out and not feel like just a incremental improvement over that game, because I think that would be a problem.
I used to love playing Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and then there was a point where after playing Soul Calibur 1 for a while, I'm like, I had to it was like hard for me to admit, but I'm like, I think this is a better game. And I'm like, I kind of fell in love with Soul Calibur. It's a different kind of feel playing a Street Fighter versus playing a Soul Calibur. Like, Soul Calibur is a little bit more technical. You have to be really on your game. You had to be thinking about parrying and guard impacts and all that stuff, an 8-way run and how all the different dynamics work together.
You're making me smile, Shu. You're making me smile.
I love that shit. Yeah, it's really awesome. But like lately, I think because you're working on Street Fighter 4 cover, like you broke out Street Fighter Alpha 2, and I try to I'm like, put that away, let's play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. But it's something,
Alpha 2 is my favorite.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike I
love Third Strike.
And I'd rather play almost any Street Fighter 2 than Street Fighter Alpha 2. But it's kind of a more casual, like, laid-back experience because it's not quite as hardcore. Even though it's a hardcore game, you could just have fun with it. All the moves are pretty innate to all of us. Even if you're picking a character you're not that good with, you just like, I know it's fireball something or a charge back and forth something. So it's kind of a relaxing game. So I'm kind of looking forward to that with Street Fighter 4, which is just like...
a little less stressful.
Yeah, it's less stressful. It's less brain intensive, and you could just kind of sit back and just have fun with it. Like it's a more casual gaming experience, and I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, I'm definitely optimistic for Street Fighter 4. I think it has a long ways to go, and I don't want them to rush it. If it takes Christmas 2009 to make this look right, then
I totally agree.
Give it all that time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough other games between now and then.
Oh yeah.
And I think Ono has a lot of balls to do this because no one wanted him to do it. Capcom didn't want him to do it, and he believes in it. And I think like the hatred and negativity that a lot of fans are espousing about this game is misplaced, and they should be patient, have faith.
I look at like what I'm looking forward to coming out in the next year or two, and like this is definitely in my top 5. Like I can't put it away no matter how many like little things that are easy to pick out that just might be annoying or whatever. But like it, just the way it plays and the way it feels, it's like top 5 for me.
Is there anything else you guys can tell me?
I feel like we've told you too much, actually. I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, way too much.
I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Of course you're gonna tell people.